Anthony Morris III, one of the members of the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses, is out. According to the JW News site, it was announced at World Headquarters that Brother Anthony Morris III is no longer serving as a member of the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses. Kind of a shame, he was my favorite. How can we forget such classics like,
"But the wicked will perish, the enemies of Jehovah will vanish like glorious pastures, particularly they will vanish like smoke." So I thought this would be a nice memory aid to this verse stay in the mind. Here's what Jehovah's promising.
Or how about this old chestnut?
You know, going here, going there, they'll suck you in. See, with some of this stuff, it can seem so innocent. We're just warning you that all we can do is admonish. Stick with what we have authorized. You'll be safe.
Anthony, you will be missed. Unfortunately, not much information is given. Couple things to say about this post. You can tell right away this looks very incriminating. This doesn't appear to be an apostate thing. It still calls him brother. Unlike when Raven Franz left, you see they left that part out. Though you can see these both are very similar. So I'm not ruling the apostate thing out, but keeping an eye on it. What's intriguing is how this announcement was made. And frankly, it's more important than the news itself. Notice there's no page about how great he was, how amazing his service, how many years he served. Just 26 words saying he's not in the governing body anymore. Nothing about, hey, pray for him, or pray for his family. Nothing about Jehovah doing this. Just Tony is out. The post is also mute on the reason for his removal. Is he taking time off? Wants to serve somewhere lower? Retire? Just not feeling it anymore? Maybe this is due to some medical issues, but I doubt that. Look, the post is very suspect, and if the reason is something innocent, you'd think they quiet the gossip and just give us a snippet. It's like they don't care about protecting his integrity. Otherwise, they'd give you a reason, but nothing. And look, it could be something benign. He could have cancer, maybe early dementia. He is 81 after all. Maybe liver disease, and maybe he just wants to keep all his stuff private. But if that was the case, he would ask for privacy or prayer. Now, people at Bethel are just as surprised as we are. And due to the structure of the governing body, he's out because he was voted out. The reasons, though, your guess is as good as mine. What I find strange, this seems very unplanned. It was just a month ago that 2 new governing body members were announced. If this was planned, why didn't they swap them out at that time? Just announce Brother Anthony is stepping down and one of these guys is taking over. This is so disjointed and, dare I say, disorganized. The big question I have is, who's next? Were the 2 added just preparing to replace others? Was this all a surprise to them as well? Again, I don't think so. This announcement deserves more pomp and circumstance. He did serve 18 years, and supposedly one of God's only channels dispensing truth. You'd think you expect something more than this. So what now? Well, I don't know. I guess we're down to 9. Will they replace him? Too soon to tell, but this doesn't look good for witnesses. Just notice, this announcement looks like an email you get from corporate. As of today, Tony Moore is no longer serving as an account manager. Oh, was he fired? It sounds like he was fired. So, is there something very wrong? I think, kinda. Because it ain't right, that's for sure. Some are speculating it has to do with recent lawsuits in Pennsylvania. That's a possibility, but without proof, it's just, I guess, wishful thinking. If he is now an apostate, this is very good news. Having another Raymond Franz type speaking against the Watchtower would be detrimental to the witnesses. Maybe he's got personal issues that are interfering with his work. Maybe the new guys don't like him, or the rest of the governing body doesn't care for him, and possibly brought these new guys on so they could vote Tony out? Now, this is purely my conjecture, but if that is the case, can we please get a Netflix series on this? Now, biblically, what does this mean? Has God unappointed Anthony Morris as a faithful slave? Is he still a faithful slave? No, because he was never one to begin with. The parable they use to justify their position is for all believers. Be watchful, whether Christ's return or your own death. It can come when you least expect it. The Bible teaches us to have eternal life. All you need is Jesus, not a faithful slave, not a governing body, and not certainly direction from Anthony Morris, especially not anymore.